Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the long-awaited basis of allotment for Dolla Financial Services IPO. So we're going to talk about what it looks like. It was just announced this morning. So I thought I'd do a quick video about it, help those who maybe have some questions about how to calculate how many shares they'll receive if they applied. Talk about some things like, how to when to expect your refund, when it may list, things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about. So let's just get right into it.
Learning is the key to successful investing. And who doesn't want to invest in some way?
Here at L.E.A.R.N. Grow Invest, we focus on financial education, all with the aim of sharing our knowledge on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. We do this on the foundation of our faith in God.
If a more holistic approach is what you need, check out our Grow Faith-based financial coaching program.
Find out more about us at learngrowinvestclub.com
and follow us on all social media platforms at Learn, Grow, Invest.
So before I go any further, I have to say that anything that I discuss here is for education, entertainment, and illustrative purposes only, and should not be construed as professional financial advice, solicitation, or recommendation to buy or sell any securities. We're just providing you with some information. So let's go straight to the prospectus, and we're going to identify some of the key terms that are going to be used in the basis of on the basis of allotment announcement. So key partners was the first one. So it says this means key stakeholders of the company as determined by its directors, inclusive of its customer suppliers who are determined as integral to the long-term success of the company, being persons presently assisting the company with developing its business and achieving its commercial objectives, including VM Wealth and its managed portfolio, as well as other selling agents and those persons with whom the company intends to collaborate in the future. All right, so that's one. Let's go to the next one. Next would be the company applicant. That would mean the employees, directors, the mentor of the company and its affiliates, such as the Equity Capital Management, First Rock Private Equity Limited and related affiliated companies, First Rock Capital Resource Limited and First Rock Capital Holdings Limited. Right, all of that is a mouthful. So I wanted to share that before I go to the basis of allotment. Right, that's what we have here. It was announced on the Jamaica Stock Exchange this morning. So I'm going to read from it. Okay. So the partner reserve pool, I will just describe, who that is. These persons will receive full allotment. So whatever it is that they applied for, they got their full amount. Next, we have the company reserve pool, and applicants here will receive the first 8.5 million shares plus a pro rata allotment of approximately 2.49% of the excess shares, right? So if they applied for 9 million, they will get the first 8.5 million and then 2.49% of 500,000 shares, okay? For the general pool, and that's what most persons would be interested in, applicants in the general pool will receive up to 10,000 shares and approximately 2.5% of the excess shares for which they applied for, right? So I'm going to show you some calculations soon to let you know what that would look like if you applied for certain amounts. I'm definitely going to be sharing that. One thing I wanted to note here, though, for persons to see, it says multiple applications from the same JCD account was combined and treated as one. Based on what it is saying here, it's saying if you applied with the same account more than once, it's gonna pool all of that in. What it is not saying, based on what it shows here, is that if you personally have multiple JSCD accounts, those would be treated as separate accounts because they're separate JSCD numbers. But if you applied with the same account, it's gonna be treated as one. All right, and another notice here that persons will be interested in hearing about: refunds for applicants who did not receive their full allotment will commence June 8th. That would be tomorrow. So it doesn't mean you'll get it tomorrow. It means the process will start tomorrow. So let's say tomorrow, maybe till early next week is when they'll be doing the refunds, depending on how you applied. All right, so speak with your advisor to find out when you're likely to get it, but that's just something that you want to note. All right, so let's look at what your total allotment would look like if you applied for 25,000 shares. You would receive $10,000, which is the minimum. So this is not the accurate naming here. So your minimum would be 10,000. So if you applied for 10,000 or less, you'd pretty much get the full amount. Anything above 10,000. So let's say you applied for 25,000, you would receive the first 10,000, and then the excess would apply to this amount, right? So let me just rename that appropriately. So if you applied for 50,000, you'd get the first 10,000, then 2.5% of 40,000, so you get a total of 11,000 shares. If you applied for 100,000, you'd receive the first 10,000 units and 2.5% of 90,000, so you get 12,250 shares. So you get the idea, right? So it's important here to understand that based on the number of persons who applied, that's why it is done in this way, to ensure that everybody gets a percentage of what they applied for. So, hopefully this gives you a good understanding of what you can expect. And in the future, you can maybe, tweak your strategy just in case you see where there are opportunities to maybe get more units if you apply for it a certain way. So hopefully this was helpful. So let's move on. So since we got the basis of allotment this morning, technically not 6 days, it's day 7, right? Statements and refunds within 10 business days, and then listing within 15 days of closing. So if we take the closing date, that was 2 Fridays ago, I believe, the day that it opened, that would be May 27th, then 15 days after would be by this Friday. So that's when it's potentially going to be listing. So of course, persons would want to ensure that they're getting their refunds on time. That's something, again, you want to speak to your advisor to find out when that is likely to come through. But my guess is that it's going to be listing either this Friday or first thing next week, right? So sometime between Friday and maybe Tuesday of next week is when I would expect it to list. So yeah, that's just something that you may want to take note of. So again, let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here, join us on Telegram, and thank you for watching.